some Jin looked pretty good in their first game. Let's see what he's going to be playing here as we dive into Champion Select for the next game. What game is it?
Match 3.
Match 3, not including the mini game from before. So match 3.5.
Here's my question. Do Team Mid ban Nidalee? Because I feel like if there's any situation, we already saw the Nidalee support earlier.
That's a good point.
But Zeus definitely, I feel like, would want to play the Nidalee support. And he's banned the LeBlanc from Showmaker.
I think that's a good idea.
And the Zoe from Showmaker.
Showmaker is getting target banned here.
They are banning those mages.
Which is funny because like everyone on this team plays both of those champions.
Yeah, but those are the Korean solo queue specials.
Yep. And definitely Showmaker specials as
so
well.
Is
so
it
feels Showmaker targeted.
What are we thinking for the third one? Just like a Lux ban?
No, yeah, or Syndra ban. Syndra ban comes in and we'll know that it's Showmaker.
Maybe just the Azir for safety.
Well, let's see where they do decide to go.
And you may think, who would play Azir in like a for-fun Team Mid would?
Yeah,
they would.
100%. Jace is going to be the ban away, though. So removing that.
Malphite still open.
Scout. Oh, God. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, give me Doo-Doo Malphite.
Give me any of them Malphite, to be honest. Surely they could play it in any role. It's just pretty strong.
Yukal's like, wait, hold on. I wanted to ban something else, but Malphite, that seems pretty
Maybe you
scary.
leave Malphite up and then you just, like, have only mages. And
Yukal
I can't build as much armor, huh?
Every player if they can pixel perfect flash the Malphite.
God, it's
they
happening.
all said yes, and we're going to test that theory.
Well, Kingen can just say, yep, rock.
I see Doo-Doo talking. He was speaking there right then.
I mean, they've got to lock it in. It's just too strong.
I mean, the cool thing is if they
never
don't,
mind.
Team Mid will play it.
Oh, yeah. You pick Yanara. I wonder what you're going to pick into an 80 carry hyper carry.
Seems like, look, also, I can flash those. I can see it coming before it happens. Don't worry.
He's going to need to. But, I mean, it's got to be the rock. Faker doesn't need to pick it here. Of course, Scout can just pick it for himself if they would like to play it in the jungle. As Faker is considering what he wants to do. Probably not going to be playing Rumble again. Imagine wants to mix it up a little bit here.
Could just be Lucian Malphite.
Wouldn't be bad.
That would be
Orianna.
Orianna Malphite?
Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, surely not. It's so unfair.
Slam it, do it.
Why is it so easy? Why is it so free?
All right, that's Jinx instead. Wow, so now the value of the Malphite goes up even higher on the other side.
Hot potato.
All right, no, Scout is just trolling.
Chicken,
He's trolling. It's going to be Malphite. 100%.
He's like, I'm not playing this.
Surely there's no...
I'm not playing this.
Scout. Okay, he's just going to lock in Pantheon. We haven't got the Malphite yet. This is crazy.
I legit thought there's just absolutely no way Kingen doesn't slam lock it before even 1 second of the timer goes away. But here we are.
This is
Maybe
crazy.
they've made an unofficial agreement before the match. Like, let's not play that. That's boring.
Yeah, that might actually be a thing.
Yeah.
But for the fans, it's not, okay?
I just kind of
That's a Wukong!
Maybe one specific fan sitting at this caster desk.
All right, that's Victor locked in. Likely for Doran, but we'll just have to see.
Wow, a couple of immobile mages in the mid lane.
Yeah.
You know any champions good in immobile picks?
Lee Sin?
Lee Sin, yeah. Lee Sin's the best.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, that's exactly who you were going for there.
Yeah.
Well, another chance to pick Malphite if they would like to.
Yeah, it was the fake out. It's the Pantheon support. Malphite is still there.
Well, maybe we just need to stop talking about Malphite. Maybe it's just not real.
I can't stop talking about Malphite. I'm also surprised they didn't pick up the Nidalee sooner, because I feel like Team Top was setting up for that.
That's another one. Well, okay.
Zahin.
Still no Malphite, but we do get to see the new guy. Pretty cool. He's not necessarily as strong as he was earlier on.
Yeah, but when he presses R, it doesn't go and then knock people into the sky. So it's like, I've seen enough Zahin, okay.
All right. Now, some more bans to come on in.
All right, well, now...
They could ban the Rock if they want to.
I suppose they could. I don't know if they should anymore, as anything that can side lane and get the role quest online for Kingen feels incredibly strong here. I think the Jax fits that bill.
Yeah, I also think focusing bans towards the top lane when you're playing against Team Top is pretty high value.
Yeah, Zahin, you know, he's going to struggle to get his passive going, tick up his res if the Counter-Strike is spinning also. Feels like a smart ban.
Yeah.
Oh, he'd also struggle to get that passive going if his attack speed was slowed, perhaps by a ground slam.
All right.
So we're having a remake because Malphite wasn't locked in.
Yeah, they unfortunately locked Zahin instead of Malphite.
You have no idea what they mean.
Yeah, we're gonna meet the like. Is that 4 times in 2 weeks, or is that like twice?
Once in 2 weeks, no idea. You have no. You've been given no
Somewhat
extra information.
unclear.
Well, that's a Pantheon that's going to be locked in here, as we're not going to see any Malphites until we get towards the bans.
I did notice that someone on Team Mid was hovering Smolder. Spoilers.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if that could come to pass.
Well, Zahin should be coming in here as the last lock-in for this round. There it is. Maybe
Jax
it was
ban,
a Smolder ban hopper. Not sure.
Oh, yeah, could be.
Jax, so what do we have here? Jhin, that's right.
Yeah, Chovy could play Jhin in the last game. He is not going to play it in this game.
Chovy is good at Smolder as well.
Yeah, he has played some significantly successful.
It would also make a
Smolder
lot
games.
less sense for Team Bot to be playing.
He could also play Corki.
Kingen has played Smolder top before.
True.
He was the first to do it.
But
And he did win.
Less playable now than it was.
What about Fizz? That was a fun top laner back in the...
Khan played that.
There you go. Nara is going to be taken away. That is a champion top laners like. So understandable that they are going to get rid of that one.
Kingen does like it as well, specifically.
Oh, we get Aatrox. It's kind of like the,
Oh, yeah.
you know...
Right.
The Aatrox off. It's old Aatrox versus new Aatrox.
Yeah,
There you
Stone's
go.
passive. Okay, they're banning Corki this time.
Is
so-
he more like Aatrox or Rust Kane? I feel like he's more like Rust Kane.
Kind of. Oh, that's not
Vibes.
Smolder.
That's Chovy's Ezreal, though. That could be a little bit scary. I feel like we got some eyebrows being raised here by
This should
that
be
gentleman
a
in the very nice
fun-
coat.
Fun matchup. Rumble versus Zahin.
All right.
Kingen's Rumble, honestly, was pretty... Especially early last year was on fire.
Zeus is grinning a bit about this potential Bard pickup. Let's see whether he does lock that one away. Instead, the Nico is a consideration.
Honestly, I feel like the trifecta of Nico, Bard, and Pike, those are the... Oh, I'm off-roll? Time to play something fun.
Yep.
I think Nico is... I was going to say, if it's not picked here, will be picked by Showmaker. Instead, he's probably going to play the Bard.
You know, I'm going to be honest with you, though. These picks I mentioned, Nico, Bard, and Pike, those are actually hard champions. We've seen LCK support struggle on those champions, so I'm just putting it out there.
Oh, Showmaker is he's in for a winning time, not a good time.
Yeah.
This time around, Chovy Showmaker on Ezreal Karma sounds like a very difficult time in the bottom lane.
Team mid continuing to be all business.
Yes.
The
it's about winning.
Showmaker Karma is just not as fun as what I was hoping for. I was kind of thinking, oh, he just ends up playing Bard, but maybe he'll play something really fun, a mage again. Instead, we're just going to have Ezreal Karma, tale as old as time. I have to answer the Nico, that Zeus locked in. You know, let's see how tryhard this bottom lane gets. Maybe Showmaker going to show us a new face of Karma. Maybe he'll build something different. We'll see that new healing item to come through or something like that.
Just
Go
full
tier.
damage. I just want full. Just play Karma like you're playing LeBlanc. You know, which is very difficult because you don't have any mobility. So you can kind of just die.
Hey, you can self-speed yourself up.
That is true. You can press
That's
Inspire.
mobility.
That is a very good point. I apologize. That was wrong. But I do like Team Top's composition at this point in time. See whether they can utilize that in order to get themselves a date with the bot laners that are waiting in the final. And this is Team Mid. I almost said Team Solo Mid. It's not in this game anymore, unfortunately. And we are into sepia mode, as we can see here. Faker playing the new guy, though.
Wait, you can fist
very
bump
cool
in
stuff.
the pause? They went there a second ago.
Wait a minute. If you fist bump in the pause, is that actually they were playing in that event, but I think some of them came.
Oh, there's fist bumps.
There we go. I like how Jonah Strong knows exactly what's going on. Sorry, fan chance. All right, mid lane fan chance. Pretty loud. but I interrupted the top lane ones. They were loud too. Don't worry. That's all right. Faker looking majestic here as Kingen just going to be throwing some harpoons around. See how Faker is going to do on the Zahan on the top side of the map. I'm going to have some difficulty working out what his abilities are called because, of course, it's what happens when we get new champs or reworked champs that have their names, the ability names changed. Looking at you, Trundle.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that. Pantheon
meant
a little bit of a change.
Why it's Grand Starfall, I have no idea.
It's pretty grand. It's kind of star-like when he falls, you know, like a shooting star slamming into the ground.
Wasn't it Grand Skyfall before? Like, it was so
Wait,
similar.
isn't Galio Grand Skyfall? Or what's Galio's?
That's Heroic Entrance.
Oh. Isn't there another one that's like Grand Skyfall?
Yeah,
was it
Pantheon
Grand Skyfall?
before.
Was it?
Yeah.
Showmaker? Just
Pretty sure,
taking
unless I'm
turret
crazy.
shots for fun? Wasn't that like a 007 movie?
Yeah. Skyfall.
Was.
Yeah, it was. That was a 007 movie. Well,
Was that what you guys are thinking of, or?
no. We'll get confirmation. I'm sure someone will let us know. It's all right. Already, yes.
Wait,
this
so
bottom lane for
Galio's
Team Mid is
Heroic
winning.
entrance and then Rakan's Grand entrance.
Yeah, that's my life.
Right.
Very annoying. They are often picked together, aren't they? Even
I don't
more
say the
annoying.
names, you know, I just kind of describe them.
Yep, Grand Skyfall was indeed Old Pantheon Ultimate. There we go. That's confirmation from a guy in chat
Completely trustworthy.
called Gummy Grim, and very trustworthy. I've spoken to them before, and they have never led me astray.
Karma's pretty good at pushing the lanes.
Yeah, we did just hear from Pays and Delight about how important bot priority is.
Yeah,
And,
getting that first plate would be great for their ability to get their role quest. Showmaker's very good at getting hit by turret shots in this game, too.
I love we have now the visual representation of like how the earlier plates are easy to take. Because obviously the resistance is built up over time before, but now we actually get to see it with the help.
Kingen seems to be having a pretty good time in this lane for now. Yeah. Faker just going to have to dash away for the moment. He's going to look for a little bit of a back as this lane is in a horrible position.
You know, I was thinking about this earlier, but I think of all the lanes, which lane would be the most unfun to play against, like, a main of it? And for me, at least, definitely top lane.
Yeah, especially because your jungler is also not a jungle player, so he's probably not that interested in bailing you out. He's like trying to figure out how the jungle works and where he's supposed to go.
He's singing along the payphone, just clearing the camps.
By the way, I think this is our first time today. Kingen took a non-teleport summoner. He took the Ignite.
Oh, dear.
So we'll be able to get teleport later. Now Faker is...
Scout needs to put down the Walkman. As Kingen going to flash on top of Faker. They're all flashing to try and kill the GOAT. And they might be able to do so. There it is. First blood goes over to Dudu. He's happy to tank another turret shot just because he can. As Chovy, Arcane shifting forward, getting a bit of damage towards Keen and Zeus, who are just having the roughest of times here in this bottom lane.
Well, at least the bottom side of the map is going better for Team Mid here.
True. I believe it will continue to do so.
That plate. That plate. Joby, that plate.
Just one order. Oh, he almost.
That's the big thing. If you're getting plates and you're getting a farm lead, even if you're not necessarily getting kills, it's going to speed up your quest significantly. If you force them out of lane as well, time out of lane also going to detract from Keen's progress on the quest.
Yeah.
So
minions are not as valuable as plates, but still, I mean, everything you can deny on top of your lead is going to stack up, as you're saying.
Kind of brutal. But at least the top lane is going good for top. And that's that feels like it makes some sense.
You know, when you think about Doran as a player and you put champions in boxes, I feel like the box that's the furthest away from Doran is where Victor is in my mind.
I would agree.
But he's doing okay in this laning phase against arguably one of the most oppressive mid laners in this meta right now in the Orianna. And Ucal is a mid player, so nice job, Doran. It's not a disaster.
This is looking very rough. Kingen is also making sure it stays as rough as possible by just holding this wave as much as he can. So a bit of a Phaelite battle, as we could see there. And Zeus just trying to survive. Showmaker is going to tether up Keen. And all right, unfortunately Faker moved Kingen closer to him there, but is still actually trading relatively well. But with the silence, Kingen should be able to answer back. Does find the Flame Spitter, and there it is. Gets him down to that passive. As it's really nice knowing that Aatrox is back in his older form.
So
it's called Zahan.
For those who don't know, also that passive, Faker can't just rebuild it. It has a pretty long cooldown. Still a huge win there for Kingen despite not getting the kill.
Kingen got ult and nearly has Ignite again. And both junglers are moving over, so Faker without passive very vulnerable right now.
Scout seen on a ward too.
All right. Oh, the Harpoon's going to connect, but Scout's in a great position. Oh, shows himself a little early, you could say. Q going to miss as the equalizer just to try and stop them from getting out. The ulti forward from Faker, and he will be able to get revenge against King. And Q going to connect, though, here from Dudu, who's immediately out again. As Scout was waiting in the area. A 1v2, not something that Dudu was able to get towards.
You know,
Okay, never mind. Scout is still looking for it. Gets the Conqueror proc, the world's shortest safeguard, and Scout just kills him.
Dudu forgot that he wasn't a top laner for a second. He's like, oh, I guess I gotta go back to farming up here. Died. What was that?
That ward hop was just...
That was the world's shortest ward hop. We got it.
I think Dudu came...
Oh, and Doran just missed the
Doran
cannon.
missed the cannon,
oh
-1. Oh, dear.
You know what? Things fallen off quickly.
Things took a turn. You know, I think Dudu didn't quite hit the very brief Rascal Lee Sin Gnar counter meta. You know, I think that was just before his time.
Yeah. Well, Faker is once again going to not have a great time in this 1v1, as Kingen with the silenced auto attacks is really hurting. Hex Drinker is pretty good though. Faker is able to at least use that to help himself.
But now Kingen has a fresh set of cooldowns.
Oh dear, another Harpoon going to connect. The Scout makes his way over once again. The Ignite is ticking down, and Kingen gets the solo bolo. Scout should be able to get some revenge here. Scrap Shield comes through, but the Q is going to be enough. And that is the answering kill. Team top now looking to rotate over and grab themselves this dragon. They should be able to comfortably do so.
Classic Faker, you know, making himself
Absorbing
look
the
vulnerable,
pressure.
Absorbing pressure. The dragon, as mentioned, though, will go over to team top, so ultimately ending up getting the better end of the objective trade here. And Kingen maintains in a gold lead. This Pantheon in this exchange here, setup is pretty good, and then Scout shows up and they commit anyways, which I think is just a big judgment error. Kingen's like, okay, I'm going to cut off the retreat, and Team Mid are like, well, if your equalizer isn't here, we win.
Yeah, he also, like, if he clipped them and cut them off, oh.
That's a bit cute from Dudu. Finds the mechanics that time around, as Showmaker is going to get put down.
You know, that's one of the things, if you haven't played champions much, as the game goes on, your experience is just growing rapidly. So he learned from that short ward hop earlier. That was a learning experience.
He's like, wait, if I had have used that ward hop in a longer way, I would have been able to reposition more.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Learning on the fly.
Those are the takeaways.
Watch this again. Came in a bit late on it. Chovy a bit late on this one, but he still is able to get out with the flash.
Yeah, that was that ward hop.
That was clean. That's the one we wanted to see. Chovy's able to get a shield there from Showmaker. That's going to help him stay alive, but he's now out of this lane. Keen is also looking a little worse for wear, as Showmaker is taking the Nico for a walk. And will be doing a lot of damage here. A couple of some tomes there in his inventory, giving him that extra AP. Dudu. I'm going to get spotted on this ward as Scout is moving over. Does spot him there as the grubs have come on through. Some Phalite vision going down there from Faker, as we can see.
These top laners don't have a lot of farm.
No.
Bit of a later completion on that quest, it seems, in this game.
They have just kind of been fighting this entire time. Dudu coming over once again. Faker with ulti available. And Scout is now looking for some grubs. We do have Dudu moving over, so might be able to contest a few of those. And Scout will be lucky to grab one by the looks, with Kingen moving over. Never mind, actually grabs a second as well.
Grabs the first one smiteless, so is able to use his smite for the second. Scout having a great game of jungle here.
And he looked pretty good on the Vi as well, -1.
Yeah,
honestly, say can't let him get away with it.
Some great jungling from Scout, definitely comfortable in this off roll.
Looking good. All right, Faker unfortunately not going to be able to get in range of, you know, or at least to kill the cannon. At least gets the experience. But CS in that top lane is, I mean, at least it's even though both numbers are low.
There's just so much fighting and so much retreating. It almost looks like it's a lane swap situation. Solo eco.
Mid lane as well has just been very Victor Oriana, hasn't it? It's what it says on the tin, but it's a bit sad that it is just the reality. Just to farm off. Showmaker running around pretty quickly. Chovy with his health bar looking a little better. Doesn't quite have his Triforce built up just yet. Does land the W towards Keen.
Bot lane still not going well for Team Top. Still struggles, and their tower getting pretty low at this point. Oh, ult doesn't connect.
Oh, we're in. Could be in a little bit of trouble. The Shockwave is on cooldown. Yuko used that a little bit earlier, but the windup is going to come on through. Chaos Storm, or Arcane Storm, sorry, is not quite going to do the last bit of work here as Chovy Arcane shifts to try and get himself out of the way. Keen, so close to dead, but is going to survive. And down goes Chovy. Showmaker now going to be able to hold Dudu in position, but Scout doesn't want it. And Team Mid will lose another one.
Yeah, calculated, we'll say, for Keen.
Sure. 100%.
Using his health bar as a resource.
Zeus blocking for him there as well. Not completely necessary, I don't think. So we'll watch this again. Big fight in the top lane.
Yeah. Faker going in, but Kingen walking out. It's very cute from Chovy to try and utilize Dudu to kick him to safety, but he just doesn't, so he's fine.
A lot of damage on the Faker, but the wave is cleared. Free back for Kingen. Still doesn't have his teleport.
Ooh. Dudu going to be able to take the crab away from Scout, and Doran is in position now to try and fight this one. Might be able to get himself out, does have flash, but instead he's just going to die, and Doran's going to be able to get his first of the game.
Yeah, could play that. I think once Dudu connected the Sonic Wave, and the fact he has flash as well, no way you're really getting out. If you flash, just going to get followed over the wall. Just saves the summoner.
We might actually get to have the conversation about how these comps scale and what they look like in the late game in an even game state if this continues, as this bottom lane is not even. It's the first role quest to be completed. Chovy has picked that one up, so a big spike.
Wait, does that mean that Chovy just gets way more money? That doesn't sound balanced.
And it's with CS as well.
That doesn't seem right. He's already 30 in the lead. He's taking a lot of damage though. Zeus finds the angle, gets the flash. The barrier is not likely to be enough here as Chovy gets the Inspire Shield, but that isn't going to work out. We've now got Showmaker trying to figure it out here against both Keen and Zeus, and it does not work. Team Top get a double for the Yunara.
And I feel like all that hard work, all that harass from the bot lane of Team Mid has all just fallen away, because now you've got 2-0-2 for Keen, and yes, you got the role quest finished first. Oh, he's in trouble.
Yeah, he's dead.
Okay.
Really,
well, regardless, despite having the role quest completed first, the fact you've given this massive influx of gold to this Yunara who's so far behind, you're now only 50 gold down, and you're very much back in the game.
She also has her role quest done now too, and so she's going to be also a big benefactor of what comes next here, as Doran was also picked this way by Scout moments before, which is why he didn't have his ultimate.
Maybe Scout's playing the wrong role. He's looking good in the jungle.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why Calyx is still on the roster.
Hey, see? Now you're picking up what I'm putting down.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing it. Although, I don't know, I think they're probably doing all right as far as jungle is concerned. Never mind. Scout and Yukal will be moving over towards this dragon.
Chovy going for Triforce and not Essence Reaver, which can get changed to be a Sheen item.
True.
Talking a bit about Essence Reaver on Ezreal.
So good old blue Ezreal's back.
Go for the build we have seen quite a lot last year, obviously.
Faker and Kingen continue to do Mortal Kombat here. Kingen does have his teleport now.
Yeah, Equalizer not exactly doing that much, but Flamespitter is doing plenty, and he gets the passive once again. In comes Dudu, though, looking to try and challenge Faker. There's just a kick to the face. Q's going to connect. Great little knock up there as Faker used the ulti to try and get himself some space here, but it looks like Dudu's going to be able to play it by auto-attacking him a bunch of times. And that'll do it.
If this was a little bit later game Zahin, Faker wins those, but not quite there yet. And good judgment by Kingen and Dudu.
Keen is not going to get stunned up, able to ult and dash out of the way. And Chovy just wants to hit him with a couple of Qs. Not going to quite find that one. He might be able to just take this turret.
Keen needs help, and his support is currently a minion in the bot lane.
Yeah. A backing minion, though, so might be coming on in.
Dudu
going to be spotted on a ward. And look at
There's that minion.
Look at it.
So fast.
Team fights later on are going to get really interesting because the setup for the Rumble is really just Nico. But Equalizer can be great as a zoning tool to peel for these incredibly strong late game carries here in the Victor and the Yunara. They're also going to pick up this Rift Herald here, and the tables have turned back into Top's favor a little bit here. They have a gold lead right now. And I am wondering what UCal is going to be able to do comparatively damage-wise later on. Chovy is playing this very mobile Ezreal, but they don't have a ton of engage outside of an Orianna setup. And if Keen and Doran could just clean up house, that's the real scary part. But I think that Zeus has to be the engage tool to set all of that up. Otherwise, Team Mid can just play the slow poke game. So both these comps are really interesting. I don't feel like either scales better per se. I think damage scaling is better for top, but how team fights work is a little bit more complex than that.
Oh god.
Keen,
he's taking a lot of damage. Q going to connect there towards the end, but Chovy with his brand new Trinity Force, feeling pretty strong at this point in time.
he's on the triple dagger of despair.
Yeah.
Hate when that happens.
Yeah, Keen not exactly psyched about that inventory right now, but thankfully, I mean, does have an extra slot to work with.
And now Dudu keeps having to show up mid just to cover his bot lane and just help them farm, help them to try and clear out waves. And as a result, Scout is like 20 CS up at this point. And we've seen the kind of the impact with the jungle quest, with the extra XP, how much impact that can have. Showmaker and we'll just flash out.
Flash.
Not to mention that because King keeps getting pushed away, he's very low on farm. He was losing the bottom lane, so he just doesn't have a ton of CS right now. It's not reflected that much in the gold, but it is somewhat reflected in Chovy's experience lead that he has. Plus, CS matters the more the game goes on. You know, when you have a lead in terms of that role quest, Chovy did get it first and has a lot more farm that will add up piece by piece.
I do like UCal just going for Rod of Ages and saying, my lane was non-interactive, I'm not going to play the game for the next little while. As he can at least when Scout turns up in his lane. However, Gravity Field goes down and that's looking real good. Arcane Storm doing a fair bit of damage. And Doran took a chunk from UCal there. Not quite enough to kill the Victor. Still, 25 CS lead here for UCal as well. I think that's why we're seeing a 1,000 gold lead for mid, despite the fact that top have been very active in this game. Picking up a few extra kills and things like that. Speaking of which, Chovy going to have to Arcane Shift away from Dudu, who comes on in aggressively. Showmaker doing a fair bit of work towards Keen as well, as that Q landing is kind of crazy. Faker and Kingen fighting once again as Kingen gets that Flame Spitter back. The ulti comes through from Faker as the flash out of the way, and down goes Faker. Didn't have the passive that time around.
Yeah, and Kingen didn't even... Oh my god.
All right, well, from downtown, Scout just moves in and kills him. Pop Blossom going to pick up the Pantheon, but the turret is dead, and he finds another Q. In comes Doran, but I think Scout's pretty happy to continue fighting this as Showmaker comes on over, and the Q is going to connect there. Dudu is feeling pretty tanky, though, as his health bar is looking all right, but Doran is off the wrong side, and it's another Q that just executes that Victor.
Doran forgot he wasn't playing Jax or something.
Oh, no!
He's like, I'm flanking him. Wait, I'm Victor. This is probably not the right place to be.
Well, you can see Scout now just going to move down towards the bottom side. Might be able to hold that wave as Faker makes his way back in. And yeah, UCal just taking some plates here in this top lane.
The Scout roll swap to jungle honestly has some source behind it, yeah. I mean, I was thinking, like, you know, Team Mid, the big stars last time, Chovy and Showmaker. Obviously, Showmaker AD carry, Chovy top lane was like, those players really felt like they could just play those roles. But the Scout jungle has
really
been
came out of
today.
nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just really didn't see it coming.
7 out of 8 kills for his team. Like, I mean, this is some Smurf and Pantheon.
He's one-tapping people.
And, I mean, he is a huge part of why Team Mid are able to control this game right now. As Faker...
Man, there's not a lot of protein in this UCal build. This is, that's looking a little bit like we'll need supplements.
Maybe he asked Chovy, what should I be building? And Chovy was like, Rod of Ages, maybe Banshees straight after.
The response might be a little bit more iron. It's all right. Showmaker finding Keen as Chovy just going to walk on over looking for these Qs as we can see. Scout is there, but he's just as assistance as Chovy's going to be able to lock that one down. And Zeus is just being a minion all over the map.
This is going to end poorly for Team Top, I think.
I feel like it may. As Teleport comes in from Faker, they do manage to take the turret. That's something. But Dudu is not going to have his life for very much longer as UCal comes in. That is actually Faker that locks down the kill, as we can see there. And now Chovy, Arcane shifting, looking for Doran. He takes a few Mystic shots. As now Showmaker moving in, looking for Zeus. We'll be able to slow him down with a couple of Qs. And is now just saying, Faker, he's right here. Scout, he's right here. Triple Pop Blossom, but he's already in the Death Chamber. And Q not going to be necessary as UCal is going to be able to take down that one. And all of a sudden, this game just seems unplayable for top lane.
Yeah, I mean, the first match Team Mid had obviously was a complete stomp. This game had a bit more legs, but starting to really feel like it's falling in their favor now. They should just be able to pick up this Baron. There's 2 members of Team Top trying to approach.
Yeah, let's see if that equalizer placement is perfect.
I mean, Kingen might be able to have an angle here, but this Baron is not long for the world and will be just secured by a Scout.
I think it's the right call to just give this one up and not even waste your ultimate. Feels bad, but isn't really any...
Oh, Constellation Turret.
Okay, a little bit of
plate
gold. Everything has plates all the time, so we're just going to see big chunks every time that corrosion gets popped.
I think Zeus is just having a good time being Nico.
Look at his look at the icon on the minimap. He's just it's a throwback to the old ward icon, you know.
Cute. All right, Chovy and Showmaker have just parked themselves in this mid lane, feeling like they're never really going to leave until that inner turret is going to get taken down. As Dudu looking for another gank opportunity towards Faker here. Doesn't have a lot of support in the area, but has he reached that critical mass as he flashes towards Doran? Gets the knock-up. Kickback is good there from Dudu, though, to try and buy space for his Victor. Faker is still trying to lifesteal through this, and it's doing pretty well as he goes down to the passive, but I have a feeling that he may just die. Yeah, Gravity Well is a little bit annoying there, and Dudu's going to be able to grab themselves the kill.
It took 4 people.
Oh, Trishot Barrage! Not quite enough there from Chovy.
They almost get the kill with Chovy. It took 4 people. If Yukao had TP or if Scout had ult, which he didn't at that moment in time, I think this actually could have gone well, and he's going to try to use it here on the bottom side.
Yeah, straight into a snare, though, which is a little unfortunate. Teleport to come on forward as Showmaker is making his way down. Great shockwave there from Yukao to hold them at bay. But that is all that it's going to do.
Wow, that was
getting too much more ground.
Interesting passage of play. So the team collapses several members onto Faker in a side lane. They kill him, but then lose out on the map. I haven't seen that before.
Yeah, that's weird.
Interesting.
A new thing. Really good. That's sarcasm for everyone playing at home that may not necessarily know what Orcs was talking about, as that is a relatively common T1 strategy. Okay, Scout is caught out of position. This is a lot of shutdown gold if they're able to get the kill onto the Pantheon as Equalizer comes on through as well. He didn't have flash, or at least it isn't going to work, and it has now been shut down. It's a lot of money for the Yunaras. Now Yukao could be dead as well as Dudu looks for it and will be able to find it. It's another kill for Keen. Oh dear.
I mean, that was such a massive influx of gold for Keen. That's the comeback angle. That's the carry you want. It doesn't quite have as much gold as Chovy still, but a big wad of cash in the pockets now.
Unfortunately for Faker, there's no one to impact this play in his defense because the Orianna doesn't have teleport and the Pantheon does not have his ult right now.
He got so close to killing Doran though, holy.
And the timing of this, you know, was actually relatively close to both of those things being available, but they just turned it into a bottom side play instead. And unfortunately, everyone shows up and Faker dies.
Yep.
But then make the plays happen bottom side until a bit of a disaster down here. And kills going over to this Yunara, who still will get all that gold from the role quest. Feels phenomenal.
1,130 gold.
That is
from a kill.
A large amount of kill money.
800 for the second, so 2,000 gold into Yunara's pockets.
And as that happened, Chovy's still like, he has an 800 gold lead still.
Yeah.
So that lead would have been atrocious prior to that. So Keen, very, very close to item number 3, Infinity Edge, which is going to be a very, very powerful point for this Yunara. Scout, I mean, this jungle is looking pretty dark. Dudu actually getting a lot of control, as we can see here. The Baron going to be spawning again in 2.5 minutes.
Did a good job scouting that out.
I see what you did there.
I was trying not to do it this whole time. I was able to hold strong.
Wouldn't it be great if Teemo became meta in the mid lane, and then Scout could play Teemo?
Why would he play mid lane? He's a jungler now. We've established this.
Oh, that's a good point. And Teemo jungle was really infecting Korean solo queue more recently than not, so that could be a real option. And I think that that is really on Brown. That's what I want to see. That's all right, Faker here, once again surrounded by enemy players, and the mid lane players are utilizing it by just overloading every other lane, which makes a lot of sense.
I mean, the threat of taking out this inhibitor is starting to become more real in the mid lane. You can see the plate gold is quite massive as all mid plates have been taken here.
Does double tier Ezreal work again?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, they made it so you can do it again. And they added another, they also increased the amount of mana on some of the tier items, like the maximum mana. I believe on the Fimbulwinter and the Mana Moon, it's up to 1,000.
So Fimbulwinter is going to be coming in next. Is that what you're saying?
No,
To maximize the Muramana value.
you could go for tier items. Now,
There you go.
You can do that. You're allowed to.
I'd love to see it.
You would need to go one at a time. So it'd be a lot of stacking, but if you got the time,
Looking forward to seeing it.
I do wonder how many games we'll have, not in this tournament, but just in general, that go 40 minutes plus, because this meta does make me wonder how often that will actually occur. This has been our closest game so far.
I think we're lucky to have 26 minutes plus.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's looking pretty good. As I don't think the game's going to end in 8 seconds. And in fact, very
Good call, Atlas.
one. Nailed it. See? Perfect. Never about misinformation, me. It's not my way. Bit of a siege here for the top laners, though, as they are able to take down this mid-outer turret. Decent shockwave onto 2. Or at least 1, because that was a fake one. Voodoo taking a lot, though, as we can see there. Doran now face-to-face with Chovy and Showmaker. A little bit of a scary position, but Chovy taking a lot of damage as well. And in goes Doodoo, looking at that angle. Arcane Shift so good from Chovy, though, to avoid that. And the Mystic Shot will be enough to take him down. Little optimistic there from Doodoo, unfortunately.
And the backs get delayed here as well, and this is just the beginnings of the end, it feels, in so many ways. The Baron is back up, and I mean, I just don't see any way they could stop the Baron from going over to Team Mid, and bottom lane has a huge wave there.
see, I see a way they could have stopped the Baron over. So, you know, when Doodoo went in on his Sonic Wave, he could have not done that.
Sure.
Well,
if
that
he-
was the answer.
If he did not do that, I would agree with you. He did, in fact, do that.
There was no one anywhere near it as well. There was no follow-up.
I don't have any tape of what would happen if he had have not done that.
Oh, yeah. He still had both sums as well. There was like no way he ever killed him. And he's just like, you know what, send it. Which,
speaking of sending it, Faker is just going to get engaged on here in the mid lane. Does just use a whole bunch of everything in order to get himself to safety. Ulti and flash.
soaking the pressure.
As Kingen is still feeling pretty good in this 1v1. Goes golden, though, to avoid dying to Faker. And there he goes. Nicely played here. Equalizer comes down as Chovy is in a lot of trouble. Arcane Shift. Oh, good flash from Keen. Avoids death to the True Shot barrage, but it was very cute play from Chovy to get into the brush. Just barely to throw out the ulti. Shockwave connects onto Doodoo as now Yukal looking for a bit of that angle with the fully stacked up Rod of Ages, level 17 on this Orianna.
It feels like even in the most desperate attempts here for Team Top that start off okay, they're just not quite able to really wrestle anything back. They get the kill on Faker. They wanted so much more. They have to hightail it out. Doodoo loses his flash, and the Baron still confidently in the hands of Team Mid, who siege up this last turret here in the top lane.
The fact that Rumble gets Ignite and Teleport is really broken. There are a lot of champions where that is true. I feel like Rumble is like the biggest abuser, or one of the biggest abusers. As right, Doran is in a lot of trouble. True Shot Barrage is not going to connect, so at least Chovy is not going to get an assist. So that's in the pros column. Doran's dead though, for not very much response, and
That goes in the cons column?
yeah, that's in the cons column.
Okay.
And we're going to see Faker, who hasn't had a TP for a really long time, just come up here to the top lane and prep this second wave. They have this inhibitor in the bag.
Yep, diving onto Keen here as he's the Yunara. He needs to be doing damage, but it's so hard when Scout is so fed. Down he will go as Shockwave connects onto Doodoo just to play defense. Zeus is dead as an afterthought, and now Doodoo underneath this turret is not looking too long for the world. Or he can make his way out, but his Nexus is then going to be the one that dies. And Team Mid just casually walking towards the enemy base, and they will be winning this top versus mid battle and will put themselves in our final against the bot laners. And man, Scout, just roll swap, man.
Yeah.
Looking real good.
I mean, he is looking so good. Tournament MVP so far.